Alrighty. Hello, everybody. This is me, Devin, or Ryke here, depending on which one you want to call me. I'm probably just gonna call myself Rye. It's easy. It's a really easy way to go about it. Uh, but yeah, this is gonna be my first video for a minute. I've tried a lot of videos. I already have 40 subs, so a lot of you probably already know who I am. Or if you don't know who I am, welcome. This is the Ryke here doesn't upload show, where I'm gonna try to start uploading. And I had to think when I was sitting down and wanting to make videos. There's a couple things I thought of myself. One, I really don't like editing. I think editing sucks. I think it's boring, and I think it's really lame. So how do I make videos with minimal effort, being able to talk about and do the things I want to do? And the answer I came to was what I'm doing right now. I am doing this all one take, and I'm going to listen to it, and if I like it, then that's cool. If not, then I'll just make another video tomorrow, kind of doing the exact same thing, and it's going to be that simple, because a lot of the times when I'm making these videos, I always overthink completely what I'm doing. I make scripts, I make all of these things, and it always turns out badly because I start doubting myself. The editing process starts, and even if I like the script, it's not coming out the way I want it to. And just learning how to edit or learning how to do individual things while editing, it's really mind-numbing and boring. And especially with me, I am doing school full-time, and I am working not technically full-time, but it's right there. It's really close. It's only a couple hours off every week from full-time. I'm very tired at the end of the day. So when it comes down to when I get home, it's like, oh, I have to edit this video. Do I want to? No. I want to play video games with my friends. I want to drink a few brewskis, and I just want to chill and relax and have a good time. But that also really brings me to what I'm doing this in this format, because for a while, the last couple of months, I had a crazy thought that I heard from another YouTuber. I don't remember who it was. And I wish I could quote him and be like, oh yeah, this is the guy I heard it from. This is the guy. But no, I have no idea who it is on the top of my head. I cannot remember. I'm sorry. But they said something that I thought was really, really, really cool about, and I think it's just true. I don't know if it's cool, honestly, but it's just true. The thing that they said was the internet used to be a place back in the 2000s, the 2010s, to probably around COVID time, where you used to hop on the internet, and it used to be your place to where you're like, I'm going to escape from reality, and I'm going to just hop on the internet, join these communities, and talk to each other, and just be positive, have an overall really happy, good time. It was the place that a lot of people, and including myself, and a lot of my friends, we would get home from school, and we would want to play video games. So what do? We hop on our computers, we start playing games, or oh man, I really want to watch this YouTuber. I want to watch, like, when I was a kid, Scott is Minecraft. So growing up now, it's like, oh shit, let me watch. Who do I even watch now? I don't even know who I watch now. But the point stands is, like, I used to do that. I used to go home and be like, I want to just enjoy something that's positive, has zero reference to politics, which everything does now, and just enjoy myself overall. And as the internet has come and grown, I think it's become a very negative and really sad place. You can't join. I go on Reddit every day. There's people arguing. I go on YouTube. There is always a political thing involved, which I feel like maybe that's always been a thing, but everything is so political now. If I say one statement, or if I talk about how, yeah, I pledged the allegiance when I was a kid, people instantly have thoughts about who or what I am. I remember actually 4 years ago, I had the American flag in my room because, I live in America. My dad served in the military, and I just had it in the background of my room, and I just was like, yeah, it's what I have. I have it in the back of my room. I'm an American, right? I should have that in my room. But it's the fact that people would instantaneously now, like I think it was 4 years ago, they used to think I was instantaneously so many things. They used to be like, not to bring up politics, but they used to think of my opinions preemptively before they even know who I was. And that's kind of the case when it comes to everything now, right? If you go on Twitter, if you go on YouTube, like, people instantaneously start thinking a certain way of you based on your words or how you speak or how you act, how you dress. The pre-generalizations that people have, especially now, and how boisterous, one of those words, is insane. It's crazy. People will instantaneously start assuming things about you, even though they haven't heard a thing. And I remember a lot of people, I think it was my ex and her friend at the time, I remember them instantly thinking I was a mega, mega conservative at the time. And in reality, I'm very centrist. I'm in the middle for a lot of my political opinions. But to them, it was mind-blowing, the person I was. They already assumed I was going to be an asshole. They already assumed I was going to be a, like, super yee person. Like, it was... That's what is... And it's only getting worse, I think, honestly. And that's where, with the internet, people are leaving every single day. I swear to God, I think I hear more and more people that are like, man, I'm just getting stressed out going on Twitch. Or not Twitch, sorry. I keep saying Twitch. Going on Twitter. And they want to leave it. I'm sick and tired of this happening. I'm not the one even typing or arguing. I'm just getting mad. And people are just getting frustrated. They're just frustrated now. It's an angry and just easy way for you to go home, relax, but instead of relaxing, now you're just getting upset because no matter what, your opinions or political ideas are getting challenged. Everything you do or like is getting challenged. People just start hating for no good reason. It becomes this terrible, horrible, monstrous place for no good reason. It's just negative. And I don't remember it being that way. I remember being happy and enjoying a lot of the internet. And so I thought for a while, and it's a thing I've always kind of believed, if you want to see the change in the world, you got to be the one you want. You want to be the change you want to see, right? It's that basic philosophy of like, hey, I'm sitting down. I hate how negative things are. I hate the way that we as a society are kind of pushing that forward. And I really, really hate it. And hate's a strong word, but I just despise that genuinely from the bottom of my heart. I really hate that idea that we are moving in that direction. We're becoming such a negative place. So, and I've thought about it for a while now, and I think I really should start to be the chain reaction I want to see in the world. I want to start being a positive person. And if you know who I am, I can be very negative. I make a lot of edgy jokes. I like a lot of things that might not be politically correct or not very welcoming. I know I swear, but I really do want to be the person in this world that I can sit down, talk like this the way I am about the things I'm loving, talk about the things that are cool happening in the world right now, talk about all this awesome stuff, and be able to share that positivity with the world, because I hate how negative the world is getting. It's really, really, really making me mad just even talking about it, because I can remember, I'll give an example even, I think it was a week or two ago, I was on Reddit, and I do DoorDash sometimes, so I'm on the DoorDash Reddit, and it was on the Dasher Reddit specifically, and somebody was like, hey, I just started this is my first month of DoorDash, and I think the person made like $10,000 or something. It was an insane amount of money, and they're like, I really took a lot of the tips that people made here, and I made this much money. And one of the biggest responses to that person saying that, which was just like saying a thanks and, oh, this is how much I made just from listening from you guys in a month, and I know I have a lot to learn, but this is awesome, and I appreciate like just being a positive person, trying to be like, thanks. The top response, and I hope I can find it, because this was a couple of weeks ago. The top response was somebody saying, a real shame that you are working, because I think it showed he worked like 80 hours a week by the average or something. A real shame that you're working 80 hours a week, double the normal person, and you're only making $10,000, where it only takes seconds for the people that own the company to be making billions. And in my head, I was just so mad. I was actually, I needed to like breathe, because I was in the middle in my car. I was about to go to Meijer, or I guess it's just a supermarket, like a Food Line or something if you don't live in Michigan. I just doxed myself technically, but oh well. Michigan's a big place. I just remember I was just so frustrated, because that's the type of thing you see all the time. But instead of this guy sitting down being like, wow, congratulations, because that's all this post was supposed to be, was a, hey, this is how much I made, thank you so much, I know I didn't follow some tips, but I know I can get better. It was a instant negativity post about how there are richer people than him, and so he probably shouldn't try anymore. And in my head, it's just such a, and I'm going to call it out, that's such a loser attitude. This person made money. This person succeeded. This person did something that was good for themselves after they quit their job. I think that was like the thing. They quit their job, they start door dashing, and yeah, it's working well for them. And it's just the instant response of people, and even the upvotes that they had was just, it was so negative. And that was like, I feel like the worst for me. That really made me sit down to go, I need to start doing this. I need to start doing this positivity thing, man, because that shouldn't exist on the internet. That should not be a thing that people are supporting or agreeing with, or like being, that's my guy, he's representing my opinion. Because if you genuinely feel that way, I really think you need to get help, man. Because some people need positivity in this world. There are so many negative things that are happening in our society. There are so many negative things happening in the world. I'm a history major. There's so many things happening in history. This is one of the greatest times to be alive for a human being, period. And if we're going to sit down and start hating on each other when we have the most simplest, easiest, most relaxed, and overall greatest representation for people, the greatest things in the world, then we need to sit down and have a real talk about what is going on. Because it is absurd to me that we are actually going to, instead of reflecting or being positive or cheering on people for their success on a media that is meant to be a place where you can say the positive things. And yeah, sure, you can be negative, and there's places to be negative, but to instead try to bash other people's success, instead of sitting down, praising somebody, or being like, oh, or thinking that to yourself, you're going to try and ruin somebody else's mood or ideas. That is where I have a problem, and that is where I want to call that out every single time I see it. And I know this is repetitive, and this is 100%, as I'm telling you, not a script. I have dotted bullet points on the things I want to talk about, and I'm just talking about them. So I'm sorry if I get a little redundant or I start ranting a little much, but it's just, that's the thing that bothers me. And that's the moment, and one of the moments that I seen that I was like, I need to start doing the change I want to see in this world, because I cannot tolerate people like that. Being negative and cynical is fine. Keeping it to yourself is fine. I do it all the time when I hear or see things, or when I hear people talking, like when I hear people being like, oh, I want to do this, 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 or this, and in my head I'm like, well, they aren't taking the right steps to do that. You know, I have that negative, cynical thought, but I'm never going to say that to them, because why would I ever ruin somebody else's opinion or vibes or their dreams? I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to step on it. If somebody's being honest about their advice, maybe I'll say it, or maybe I'll be like, they're like, what do you think about like how I'm progressing like in finance? And if I go, well, I don't think you're doing a lot of the steps that you're trying to take for finance. I think you're not budgeting correctly. I don't think you're doing the right steps. You don't save your money. Like, that's not things that, if you were to ask me, maybe I'd say that to you, but I would never say that to you unless you asked. Or maybe I was drunk. That's the only two real perspectives. But that's the thing that really kills me. And that's where I want to sit here and talk to you guys. I really do. It's been 13 minutes of me already talking, and I want to progress that. I want you guys to be able to feel and embrace that happiness. I want you guys to be able to smile more, and I want you to be able to be like, oh, I'm going on the internet. Oh, there's a positive video coming out now. And I don't think I'm going to get famous or anything, and I don't care to. But I want to at least not feel so bad when I see something like that that's so negative and so evil and so mean. I want to be able to at least say, you know what? At least that isn't me. At least I'm not the one that's contributing to that. At least I'm not the person that is bullying or not being the person that I want to see. Is this me being able to sit on a pedestal while I'm like, oh my god, look at all these negative people? It's not really my goal. But if I do this and it makes somebody sit down when they're going to write something really mean or something really positive, or not very positive, to somebody, and they go, you know what, this isn't worth it. This isn't worth it. Why would I message this person and ruin this person's day? Then it's perfect. That's perfect to me, because that means I accomplished my goal. And even if it's one person, or even if it's only one time somebody sits down and goes, I'm not going to say that, that's fine. I think I did enough, because that's all I want to do at the end of the day, is be the change I want to see in the world. And I don't think it's ever actually going to happen. I don't think anybody's actually going to change, but if if it happens, it happens, and that's what I'm going for here. And I'll also just straight up admit I've been negative. I've done that. I'm sure I've done it before. I'm sure I am a hypocrite in my own little way. I'm sure I've done things that were wrong. Absolutely, I've done things that are wrong and I've made mistakes. But that's not the important thing is in the past. I think it's current, staying current with the times now. What are the things that I have done in my current moment to change and just be a better, positive person? And that's it, right? That's what it comes down to, is just trying to be that change and that positive force you want to see in the world. So with that said, let's talk about some positive things I've been doing. All right. Now I got some bullet points here, but I want to talk about two things that I've been loving so much recently. Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft. Crazy thing to say both of those things. It's weird to even compare the two. Because even I guess not to get negative with it, maybe it is negative. I know I just talked about negativity, but I have a friend that's really into Final Fantasy who every time I bring up World of Warcraft, starts making jokes like, "Oh yeah, World of Warcraft, that game sucks. There's a reason why everyone plays Final Fantasy," or the whole Final Fantasy migration and stuff happens. People, and vice versa with World of Warcraft. They go, "Wow, you play Final Fantasy? That game's easy. That game's for babies. Come on, let's do a heroic raid," or "Hey, let's do a mythic raid now." It's the duality from one side to the other, and it feels like it's yin and yang. You can't be both. You can't like one or the other. You have to pick a side, but I do like both, and I am caught up with both right now. Technically not, I guess. I'm not doing mythic raids. My friend is. Good for him, by the way. Shout out to him. I think he finally was able to beat the first mythic. First mythic raid, so good for him. Shout out to my friend Arkin Rose. Good for him. Awesome job. I wish I could celebrate it with you more, man. But yeah, cheers to you. So if you're ever listening to this, shout out to you, man. Great job, great work, and you deserve it, man. You work really hard, and I know you work really hard, and I know you've not been sleeping very well because of it. So honestly, I'm just really happy for you there. But that's been something I've been really enjoying. And with World of Warcraft, I kind of got back into it a month ago. It's about a month ago. I got into it with the Mix remake because that same friend who I was just talking about, Arcade Rose, he really helped me get back into Final Fantasy. He's a really cool guy, and he was just like, "Hey, dude, World of Warcraft, it's getting really good. There's a lot of things to be excited about." I was like, "I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff that happens with Blizzard, and I don't know if I want to do stuff in it, and I don't know, man. It seems kind of I don't know. I feel like I've been hearing all this thing all the while, oh, this is the expansion. It's gonna be good." And so I was telling him, I don't know. And he's like, "Just try the Mist remake, the Mist remix thing that they had." And I played that nonstop for the last month that it was going on for. I did not get off. I leveled up every character I could to 100, or I guess it was, I don't even remember what the max level was for then. I think it was 60 or 70. I got everybody to max though. Me and him did it together. We did some exploiting stuff to get it there. We did all the stuff. They let it get a bunch of mogs. I got the tusks from my favorite villain, I think, in any media ever, Garrosh Hellscream. He's so cool. Not cool as in wow, I look up to that guy, obviously. He's pretty much Hitler when it comes to World of Warcraft. But such a crazy cool villain. I love Garrosh. I think he's such an awesome, irredeemable, unapologetically evil guy. It's awesome. I love him. I love him for how unapologetic he is. But no, I've really been loving it. And so I've been getting back into World of Warcraft. And this new expansion has been absolutely fantastic. Playing through the campaign, it was quicker than I thought it would be, which part of me liked it, and part of me was I kind of wanted more. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. But no, we did a whole campaign, leveled up my main, which is my warrior. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Just kind of playing around, did some heroics, and I haven't played since the new patch came out that added mythics, because they didn't add it. The mythics didn't come with this expansion. You had to wait a couple of weeks, so I haven't played it since then because I've been busy because school started up, and I started my new thing with Costco and stuff, and so I've been busy. I've been very busy, and I haven't been able to truly get into it again and start doing the mythic stuff, because I don't think I had all the heroic gear I needed, but I think I still have enough item level to do some mythics, and I want to try to do some keys. But on the other end, recently back again, I've gotten into Final Fantasy. I started playing Final Fantasy, and I've been caught up with Final Fantasy, and I beat Dawn Trail a while ago when it came out, and I haven't really touched it with the 7.05 with Arcadion and that. I played a little bit recently, and it's been so much fun. But man, I am so poor with Gil. I bought Best in Slot for my character, and I bought Best in Slot right at the beginning, or right at the end of Endwalker, so I was just poor. I've been so poor with Gil. I'm so broke. I've been trying to get my crafting and stuff up to try to make some money with the markets. I've been trying to do my roulettes just to level up some characters and get some more money. I've been desperate. I've been loose changing it on the streets. And my friend that plays Final Fantasy with me is so rich. He makes so many jokes, and he'll send me things in the mail for free, like, oh, this hairstyle looks really nice. I spent like 700,000 gil on you, just so you know. You don't owe me anything, but just so you know, like, man, I'm making the money. Don't you want this money? He's like taunting me like a carrot on the stick. And so I've been playing that just to catch up and be like, man, I need some money. I need to get this money back. I need to get it. I need to make it back. So I've been doing that. That's been my fun experience there. And it's been so much fun playing those games, especially just playing with people. I'm a very social guy. I love playing those games. It's so much fun. I haven't been into an MMO for like this in a good minute. Final Fantasy I was kind of into, but then I got off and on and off and on and off and on. And now with World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy, I'm always busy with stuff I can do when I get home, which is nice. Which also really sucks for me right now, because this I guess maybe another negative thing here. But man, Final Fantasy 16 has been a game I've been so wanting to play. Final Fantasy, in case you don't know, it's one of my favorite game series of all time. I love RPGs. Even the newer games, I know people are like, I didn't like 15. Wasn't a big fan of, I think it's 13 with Lightning. I wasn't a big fan of those games at all. But man, 16 was a game I've been so absolutely excited for. Same guy that made Final Fantasy 14, Yoshi P, directing it. From everything I've seen, this is a game I so want to get into, but I have not had time. I've been so busy that I have it downloaded. I have it downloaded on my computer as I'm recording this. It's been out, I think, for 4 or 5. It's been like about a week. It's been a couple of days. I have not played it, and I am losing my mind. I am going to probably start playing it when I get off this. That or Red Dead, because I've been playing a lot of Red Dead again too, and I can't explain how much I love that game either. But I'm so excited to start playing these games. They look so fun. They look so engaging. It's just I'm devastated. Like, I'm shaking right now. I'm literally shaking. That's how excited I am to play these games. I love these games. They're so much fun, and I'm seeing memes, and I'm seeing all this stuff with it. And though a lot of people that were angry with the modern Final Fantasies have been really, really enjoying this game. Like, they think this is the start of Final Fantasy's, like, renaissance again. And it's exciting times. It's really exciting times for Final Fantasy fans. And it's exciting times for me to be able to play a new Final Fantasy game with 14 and just have as much fun as possible. And with that said, what else am I working on? I'm trying to work on. My thing is, I work on a lot of things whenever I need that creative outlet. When I feel like I'm not doing anything creative, I write. I like writing. I love writing a lot, and I don't like to release my writings. I have a pen name of where I post things, but no one's ever going to know what that is, because why would I ever tell anybody what the fuck that is? No one ever's going to find that out. And I don't think I don't get a lot of views on it anyway, but I do like to write. and I like to post them somewhere. And my biggest thing right now is I have had this idea in my head of a visual novel. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and act like I am a giant visual novel person. And as you can see from my profile picture, which might change, I don't know if I'm going to keep it. But, and even my shirt, you can't see my shirt. But I have been a huge fan of a lot of visual novels recently. Everything with the Nasuverse in general, I've just been such a huge fan of. I've been enjoying it so much. And it's been probably for the last 2 years, maybe. Oh, it's getting close to 2 years, honestly. I think it might be 2 years. Or just it's been a minute. I'll just say that. It's been, for the last bit of time, I've been a huge Tsukihime, Nasuverse, Fate, Mihoyo, all of these things. Like, I've been huge works of all of them. I think they've all been phenomenal. I'm just such a huge fan. Not really, I'm gonna be honest, sorry to Fate Go. I'm not a big fan of Fate Go, just because I think it's really long, and I don't like gacha games, and there's just so much silly stuff that I think ruins the experience with the other actual novels that are out. But I don't know, it's been so much fun. I've been really enjoying all of those things, and it's just really inspired me, because there's things I really love about these things. I love the world, I love the atmosphere, I love the setting, I love the creativity in it, I love the ideas that are presented, the thoughts and feelings you get, the main characters, there's so much there that it's so enjoyable, it's so good. But I'm going to say is I can't recommend it to people. There's a lot of very dark, very graphic, very unsavory things that are talked about. There are so many dark, silly things that probably shouldn't be done, and they get changed because of the remake. They remade them, and they changed a lot in the remake to make it a little more savory, a little more, you can talk about it in public without people instantly looking at you like you're a weirdo, which is good, because, I mean, some of it does not age well at all, and if you are sensitive to sexual assault, sexual harassment, you're not a huge fan of gore, stuff like that, it's definitely not something that's for everybody. If you're not into that darker, really graphic, very serious thing, I'm not going to recommend any of them to you, because they all can get really dark, unexpectedly, really fast, which is part of what I like about it, but part of what I hate about it. And it's why I sit down and I listen to it and I'm like, wow, some of these are really good ideas. And sometimes they present something that I think is brilliant, but they do it the wrong way. And so in my head, I've been like, man, I really want to, and it's been building in my brain with like seeing all of the Nasu stuff, and as well as just my own personal ideas for stuff and whatnot, to just kind of be like, why wouldn't I just do my own little world, not based on the Nasu stuff at all? I mean, a lot of it's inspired by a lot of the ideas presented, but why don't I just make my own thing? Because visual novels don't take a lot, especially now with the modern internet. There's a lot of visual novel makers. There's a lot of visual novel stuff you could present yourself with. It's very accessible. It's very open for a lot of people to try and do their own thing. Why don't I do that? And so I've been wanting to do that with my current girlfriend at the time. I want to start working with her on it. And hopefully it starts. I have to send her stuff to get some design started, and I need to actually start really organizing the story. Because I have a story, obviously, vaguely in my head, but how it goes with visual novel ideas and how it just takes off is a complete mystery and up in the air. If I'm being completely honest with it, I see the way that this vision I have in my head is not so much a visual novel as much as it is an RPG game. I really want to make this an RPG game. I really do. But I want to focus on a structure for the visual novel, and I want to transfer that visual novel into an RPG. if that makes any sense whatsoever. I want to do that because I love RPGs and I want to make an RPG really bad. I've been dying to make a video game. I've been really wanting to, and I'm excited to try to work on this, get some fans, get an idea going with it, and from that original creation, make a RPG and make a game and be able to make more games because, man, I like games and I want to make video games. I want to make something that I love because I love playing these types of games, these RPGs, these stories. But to put two things, to put a story that I really love, that I am really passionate about, and putting it into a game that I really like, that I'm really passionate about, would be amazing. And I want to make the game that I want to see in the world. The same kind of purpose why I'm making this video, to try to spread positivity. I want to do the same thing with games. I want to make a game that I love. I want to make a game that I like, and that's really what I'm trying to bring out here, dude. I'm trying to bring that type of mentality where it's like, okay, this is a good thing I want to make. This is something I want to do. This is something I am passionate about, and I want to just express it. I want to throw it out there because, man, I don't think a lot of people want to do that anymore. And I want to show people, even if I completely fail, even if it's a complete disaster, I want to at least, because I will admit, and I think a lot of people pointed out to me, I suck at failing. I hate the idea of failure. I hate failing. I hate screwing up. I hate messing up. I hate letting people down. I hate doing this. I am very much, I don't like losing. And if I can sit down and look at this, and even this video, which is probably going to be cringy, it's probably not going to be great, if I can look at it for 2 seconds and I can improve, I can be like, oh, you know what? Now I'm not so afraid of talking. If I can get better on that, if I can express myself better, if I can make this game, it's a complete disaster. If in 10 years I can try it again and succeed and make a 20 times better product than it was, then I think I still succeeded because I'm bettering myself and I'm showing to people out there on the internet that you can improve. It's possible to improve. It's like bodybuilding, right? It's like working on your body and getting stronger and working out. It won't happen in a day, and you might not be super strong now, but the more you do it, and the more you eat, and the more you start learning about what you should and shouldn't be doing, what you should and shouldn't be eating, and as time goes on, you're going to get stronger. Maybe you could only bench 135. Now you can bench 225. Instead of benching 225, maybe you're starting to push yourself a lot more, and a couple years pass. Then you're benching 315. And then from there, you're just a stronger, better person. And that's all I want to do. I want to express this journey that I have, expressing the things I'm working on, how it's going. Maybe things aren't going well. Maybe I talk about those things that aren't going well, but try to have a positive outlook on it and try to inspire other people that maybe are having the same feelings or maybe don't have the ideas or have ideas that they don't want to just push out because they're scared of what other people think. They can make new accounts, separate themselves from anything else, do all these things to make sure that what they're doing works and inspires people. That's what I want to work on, and that's what I'm doing with these videos. I'm trying to think. Let's see here. What do I got here on my dotted list here? So I talked about the games I've been playing, and honestly, I'll say with these videos, I don't think I said this. Maybe I did earlier. This is already going for 33 minutes, so who knows? If I see something negative, I'm not going to be afraid to call it out. If I see I'm not here to be famous. I really don't care to get famous off of other people's misery. But if somebody's doing something super duper negative that I think is terrible, it's a bad thing, I'm going to call it out. I'm just going to straight up call it out. If somebody, not in our comments, if there's comments that are negative, I can call them out. Obviously if they're serious, but because I know some people always joke and be like, this video sucks, lol. It's like, yeah, I know you are in real life. Whatever. I know you'll make fun of me in real life for it. It's fine. But if there's somebody that is doing something that I think is genuinely wrong and genuinely hurtful and genuinely stops the positive thoughts and tries to censor and cancel the things that you're trying to work on, maybe these are the wrong terms, but they are just trying to pretty much just block your creative outlet or block what you're trying to say as a positive person, I will call that out, and I want to call that out in these videos. I want to sit there and not be the commentary channel that's like, this dude literally eats dog shit. Literally, this guy sucks. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to be that guy, you know? Just trying to be a good guy. Try to be a good guy. Hashtag good guy Rye. But honestly, that's pretty much everything I've been doing on right now. Is this a commentary channel? I don't know if you want to call it that. Maybe it is. I'm not trying to be, because I hate the idea of commentary channels. I think a lot of them are just really relentlessly mean. But that's not what I'm working on here. I'm just trying to talk to people, make a difference, and be the thing I don't want to see. Be the thing. Make the thing that I hate seeing. Maybe that. Yeah. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. You've gotten through this video. You know what I'm saying. But no, those are the things I've been working on. Those are the things that have been going good. And maybe, I don't know how many times I'm going to make videos. I don't think it's going to be every day. It's going to maybe be like a week. Maybe it'll be a month. I don't know. But whenever I sit down, I'm like, man, I really want to talk about something. And maybe I have a day where I'm sitting down and I want to post something about how I'm feeling. Because if I'm being completely honest, these last 3 or 4 days, in a sad light, I have not been feeling good at all. I have been actually extremely miserable these last couple of days, which is strange, right? Because it's my birthday. My birthday happened a couple of days ago. I feel like I've been talking to more people than I have ever. But in reality and genuinely, I've been feeling more sad than I have been. And maybe this is in my brain gonna be something to try to make me feel better. Because if it is, I already don't. So I don't think that's it. But I've been feeling very worthless and very sad. Maybe I have a video in these next few days where I actually talk about how sad I am. And hopefully instead of it, that should be fine, right? Because I think people should be able to be honest with if they've been feeling negative and sad. I think it's better to talk about that than just keep it in and deal with it, right? But, so maybe that will be a next video. That might be it, honestly. Because I have not been feeling too happy. And maybe talking about it will help me figure it out. And maybe I won't upload it, because I do want to be a more happy, positive channel, but maybe it's good to see that too. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I'll probably be talking to myself about it the way I'm making this video right now and seeing if it's good or bad. And maybe you guys will tell me if it's good or bad. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But with that all being said, thank you all so much for listening. I know I've been moving around. The microphone quality is really weird right now because I can be super loud. I could turn up my thing, but then I'm like fucking blasting your ears. Or as I'm moving around, like it's even slightly, like it starts to not pick it up. It's very odd. And also my biggest issue is how I talk is very hard for these types of videos, because when I get excited, I get really loud. But when I'm not very excited or I'm thinking about how I'm saying things, I get really quiet and I get really timid. So I know I have trouble with that. I'm a very emotional person, so when I'm excited, I'm like, yeah, but when I'm not excited, I'm like, yeah, so I need to work on that. So I'm sorry if the mic quality isn't too good. I'm going to try to work on it in the future. I'm probably going to re-listen to this whole thing, and I'm going to just try to post it how it is, because I think this is how I should make videos, because I cannot sit down and edit. I can't do it. I used to be able to do animation stuff with SFM and stuff like that. I can't do it. I can't sit down and learn to edit. It's too much for my brain. It's not like it's complicated as much as it's just like I just don't want to do it. I'm sick of doing it. It takes so long and I don't feel like I get anywhere, and I'm like, ugh, do not like it. All right, I'm getting a little redundant here. And we're getting at the 40-minute mark here. So with that all being said, thank you all so much for listening and staying at least this long. If you liked it, please do like the video, and please do try to share it around. I want to try to make a positive place on the internet, and I have to post weekly. If I have to post a million times just to change somebody's mind or just make somebody think about what they say before they say it or send it, then you know what? Honestly, that's awesome. I did it. I did what I wanted to do. So, and I said that 50 times in this video. But you know what? If you've listened to me this far, thank you so much. And maybe next time I won't get so tangenty. I just want to make sure people know what I'm about with this video. And so I don't have to say it up again. I'll probably just be like, welcome, I'm Devin positive guy. Or hey, I'm Rycure positive guy. And I also have to think about branding stuff. I didn't think about that when I made this. But thank you so much again for listening. You have a fantastic night, and peace out.